Good morning and welcome to Mega News at 6 on Mega TV, live and direct from our studio, 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, Nugua Adogono. My name is Wendy Latte. The news headlines.
WHO commends President Mahama over free primary health care. In business, Morocco donates 2,000 tons of fertilizer to boost Ghana's agriculture. And on the international front, South African politician Julius Malema sentenced to 5 years in prison.
These and many more news coming up shortly. News in details. The World Health Organization, WHO, has commended President John Dramani Mahama for the rollout of the Free Primary Healthcare Initiative, describing it as a significant step toward strengthening healthcare delivery and advancing universal health coverage.
The Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, in a post on X on Thursday, April 16, praised the initiative and its potential impact on population health, noting that strong primary health care systems remain central to disease prevention and early treatment. This important milestone brings Ghana closer to achieving universal health coverage. Strong primary health care is essential to improving population health, enabling earlier detection, timely treatment, and more effective disease prevention, he said. The Free Primary Healthcare Initiative forms a central pillar of the Mahama administration's social contract, with a strong emphasis on expanding access to essential health services, particularly in underserved communities. Under its first phase, the program will be implemented in 150 underserved districts nationwide over the next 2 months, targeting populations with limited access to quality health care. The policy represents a strategic shift from a treatment-heavy system to a prevention-driven model. It includes routine screenings for non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and cancers, alongside maternal health care services like antenatal and postnatal care. Additionally, the program provides immunizations and food treatment for common conditions including malaria, diarrhea, and respiratory infections, conditions that remain leading causes of illness in many parts of the country. Beyond clinical services, the initiative also prioritizes health education, offering counseling on family planning, menstrual hygiene, and safe water practices as part of efforts to promote long-term behavioral change and improve public health outcomes.
Away from that story, the Ghana Police Service in the Ashanti region has arrested a young man, Ebenezer Frimpong, for allegedly attempting to steal a police armored vehicle at Inkari Market in a brazen daytime incident.
The suspect is said to have taken advantage of a brief lapse in security after the police driver reportedly stepped out to purchase medication, leaving the engine of the vehicle running. According to reports, Frimpong allegedly entered the armored vehicle and drove off, prompting a swift response from a nearby police patrol team that pursued him. The chase ended at Mim, near Ibuaka, in the Kumasi enclave, where a SWAT team intercepted and arrested the suspect, successfully retrieving the vehicle. Police say the armored vehicle has since been secured, while the suspect remains in custody, assisting with ongoing investigations.
In other story, the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Slim Sai, has stated that the Attorney General's Department will comply with the High Court's directive to assume control over all criminal prosecutions currently being handled by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP.
His comments follow a ruling by an Accra High Court on Wednesday, April 15, 2026, which ordered the Attorney General's Department to immediately take over all ongoing prosecutions initiated by the OSP pending formal authorization. The court further declared all ongoing prosecutions by the OSP null and void. In a Facebook post on Thursday, April 16, Dr. Sremsai said the Attorney General would respect the ruling and begin steps to implement it. The Honorable Attorney General has no intention or capacity to disobey or ignore the High Court's order. Accordingly, the Office of the Attorney General will, in the coming days, begin to take the necessary steps to give effect to the court's order, he stated. The ruling marks a significant shift in Ghana's anti-corruption framework, temporarily transferring prosecutorial authority from the OSP back to the Attorney General's department. Meanwhile, the Office of the Special Prosecutor announced that it is taking immediate legal steps to challenge the High Court's decision. The office said it intends to overturn the ruling, setting the stage for a potential legal battle over prosecutorial powers and the operational independence of the OSP.
Now in business, the Kingdom of Morocco has donated 2,000 metric tons of fertilizer to Ghana to support efforts aimed at boosting agricultural productivity and strengthening food security under the government's flagship Feed Ghana initiative.
The donation, the second in a series, was officially presented at a brief ceremony held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Accra. Speaking at the event, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, said the gesture reflects the deepening bilateral relations between Ghana and Morocco, as well as their shared commitment to strengthening agricultural resilience and food security, particularly in the wake of tensions in the Middle East. President John Dramani Mahama is investing in agriculture, particularly with the Feed Ghana program, in irrigation, improved seedlings and in Nkukon and other programs to boost agricultural production. This donation is coming at an opportune time where we seek to boost agricultural production and improve our capacity for food security, he said. Ghana and Morocco have in recent years strengthened cooperation across several sectors, with agriculture emerging as a key area of partnership. Morocco, which holds some of the world's largest phosphate reserves and is a major global fertilizer producer, has positioned itself as a strategic partner for African countries seeking to enhance agricultural productivity.
From business, we move our attention to the international story where South African opposition politician Julius Malema has been sentenced to 5 years in prison after being found guilty of the illegal possession of a gun and firing it in public.
Malema's lawyers said he would be appealing against the decision to prevent the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters from being taken away to prison. The length of the sentence could see the 45-year-old being disqualified as an MP. Standing in court in a dark suit and red tie, Malema showed little emotion as the magistrate read out the sentence. Last year, he was convicted of 5 offenses, including the unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, discharging it in a public space, and reckless endangerment. The charges related to an incident in 2018 when a video emerged showing Malema using a semi-automatic rifle to fire several shots in the air during his party's 5th anniversary celebrations held in the country's Eastern Cape province. In his defense, Malema told the court the firearm was not his and that he had fired the shots to rouse the crowd. South African news site Sowetan Live reported at the time. After being found guilty last October, Malema told his supporters outside the court in East London that going to prison or death is a badge of honor. We cannot be scared of prison or of dying for the revolution. Whatever they want to do, they must know we will never retreat. He also vowed to take a challenge to the judgment to South Africa's highest court, the Constitutional Court. Malema's prosecution came when Afrikaner lobby group AfriForum, which has a contentious relationship with him and the EFF, opened a case against Malema after the video went viral.
And that's all for today on the Morning Bulletins on Mega TV, and I'm Wendy Lati. But before we leave, a recap of the top stories.
WHO commends President Mahama over free primary health care. In business, Morocco donates 2,000 tons of fertilizer to boost Ghana's agriculture. And on the international front, South African politician Julius Malema sentenced to 5 years in prison.
For more news, log on to MBN 360 Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and many more. Up next is the business update.